Hi there, and welcome to this episode of Fantasy for the Ages, the show where a father and son sit down and talk about fantasy-related topics. I'm the son of the equation, Zach.
And I'm the father, Jim. Thanks for being with us here again today. Yeah, fantasy-related. I believe the word we might use is adjacent. Fantasy adjacent.
Sure, we'll call it that.
Before we get into the details of that, how you doing today, Zach?
I'm doing well. It's a work day, so I was working earlier, giving some people some vaccines. So that's fun.
So stick 'em with the pointy end.
Yes, but to help save or protect life, not the other way around.
And it is a needle.
It is quite literally a needle. Yeah.
I mean, it all works. It does. It's great.
How was your day, Dad?
My day was fine. I had thought I was going to be traveling more this week, and plans changed, so I have some bonus time being here working in the home office, which is great. I'm trying to catch up and get a jump on a whole pile of things that have been building up on me, so that's been nice, but that also has allowed us to get in this recording today.
Woo!
We didn't think we'd be able to get to this until like midway through next week, so it's like bonus time.
Bonus editing time.
That too. Most surely. Well, I know I checked with you a little bit before we got on the air to see how you were doing, and you said you were making your drink. So why don't you tell us what you're drinking today, Zach?
Well, see, I said I was making my drink. That doesn't mean it's complicated. I am drinking some Deep Eddy with Sprite, and so it's this lemon vodka Spritey thing. It's just simple and yummy.
Well, that's all a person needs for a drink.
How about you? Did you go all out with some cocktail today?
I did. Look at this thing. It's cool. It's kind of neon
Is that
green.
green?
Yeah. It's called a CJ5. I didn't make up the name. That's what the recipe was called that I found for this one. It's very fruity. It's got 6 ounces of pineapple juice and 6 ounces of orange juice. The green comes from there being some blue curacao that then blends with those yellows, and ta-da, green.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's some peach schnapps, vodka, rum.
Is there a CJ 1 through 4?
No, nothing that I know
I was
of.
hoping there might be, because it's CJ 5.
You're trying to
Hopefully
be
there's a
witty,
CJ 1 through
and
4
no.
to precede it.
The 5, I believe, is that there's 5 different types of alcohol.
So it's not just the blue curacao for alcohol.
Right. I was telling you the types of alcohol in it when you decided to make a joke.
That's fine. I don't need to know.
And I don't need to tell the rest anyways, because this will drive people to look at our Instagram. We'll find the picture and the recipe. And of course, that's on our Discord page too. You can find out how to find those locations if you look in the show notes. But just searching for Fantasy for the Ages, we're in all those places.
So what are we doing today, Dad?
Well, we are doing a silly episode on something that gets a little silly intentionally.
Wait, are they not all silly episodes?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought they were all silly episodes.
Sometimes we get into gripping and serious stuff like... Okay, I can't think of anything.
I like the heated debates about how hard or easy it is to cut off a head. It's very lighthearted and fun.
You know, we had some good conversational debates last time around, our last midweek episode, I should say, where we did best and worst adaptations. And as I was getting ready to upload that then to the masses, I was like, I can't believe some of the ones we forgot. There's some really good ones and some really bad ones. I'm not going to rehash, but some people have already been letting us know on Discord. You know, what about this one? What about that one? It's like, yeah, you're right. And even myself, I put it into the show notes, an extra bash on the Shannara Chronicles, because that's gotta be the worst of all time, and we didn't even talk about it.
At this point, you've bashed that one enough times. I think we know your stance on it.
Anyways, what we're actually talking about today is Twitter of Time.
Yes.
So
what's that?
I didn't do much of anything with Twitter until we decided to jump into this podcast. I mean, I had a Twitter account for years, but it was mostly to check the news. That's all I did. I didn't post. I wasn't active. And then, well, we're going to do a podcast. We should get out there and let people know it's happening and give them a chance to engage. Twitter, of course, is one of the places. Well, being we decided to start in with a deep dive exploration of the Wheel of Time, I specifically explored, okay, Where's the fans of Wheel of Time out there? And oh my goodness, they're
They're
all
all over the
over
place.
Twitter. And in fact, some people get very creative with creating fan accounts specifically for Twitter to be all about Wheel of Time and even to sometimes lose themselves in a persona. And they just
Suspend that disbelief for us.
That's right. They become a character. They post as the character. They post as body parts of a character. I mean, they do all sorts of weird things, and we're going to talk about that today because there's a whole bunch of different Twitter of Time handles, and today we're going to lift up some of the most creative and entertaining that we've come across.
Now, with that being said, I do want to throw out here, if you are a first-time Wheel of Time reader, there are some mild spoilers amongst these. When I say mild, I mean we will censor or not explain too much on things, so it's more of like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But occasionally, it's a little bit there.
It's true.
So be forewarned.
Yep. We'll try to really jump in with a specific, hey, jump ahead 10 seconds kind of thing if one's going to be too bad. Well, to explore Twitter of Time, the first one I wanted to jump in with is the account for Matrim Cawthon, creator of hashtag Twitter of Time. Now, I haven't been around long enough, so I don't know if that's true, but there's nobody shouting him down out there, or her down, or them down. I don't know.
We'll give it to them.
Yeah, but goes by the at Tylen's Toy, which again, if you know, you know, so that's pretty good.
You know.
Uh-huh. And then has, this is where people really have fun with it then, when they put the little descriptor of who they are, what this account is about. So I'm going to read this off. There's a lot in here. If you know, you know. If you don't, it doesn't make any sense, and it's really not going to spoil anything.
Before you do, can I just take a moment to say you called it a little descriptor?
Where did I say that? What?
You called it a little descriptor. They have fun with it.
Okay.
It's a Twitter bio, Dad.
It has an actual term?
Yeah, it's a Twitter bio.
Okay. The descriptor is a Twitter bio.
You put it in your bio. You can find the link to things in our bio. Do we have the link to our show in our Twitter bio?
We have a link to our
I hope
show,
so.
maybe. We have a link to our Discord. We probably
that'll work.
We probably have the link to the show too, but I'm always dropping in the next episodes all the time anyways, so.
I just think it's really funny that you couldn't pull that out of your head. Showing your age a little.
Okay. Very good. I did point out I didn't really do much with Twitter until about 9 months ago, right?
Sorry, carry on.
And I'm not here to teach us about Twitter. I'm here to talk about Twitter of Time.
No, but I'm here to laugh at you.
Okay, you are here to laugh at me. That's true. And so all of you who are listening to this, the setup, the preparation for this is I dove into Twitter of Time. I pulled off information, and I told Zach, come and be ready to just riff on all of this and poke fun or joke about anything. That does include me, I guess. So, Twitter bios.
I'm getting not paid to heckle.
Right. He's the official peanut gallery for this episode. But I will put him to work on occasion.
Oh, darn.
Not this first one. Let me just again read what the Twitter bio has to say for Matrim Cawthon. It says, gambler, farm boy, commander of bloody armies, prince of ravens, hates pink ribbons, snakes and foxes, likes Usquai and Maiden's Kiss. And then, of course, one last time it says, hashtag Twitter of Time, hashtag creator. That's kind of redundant, but I get it. I appreciate when someone creates a Twitter bio that is somewhat fanciful, creative, witty. And so there's a little bit of that one in there. Again, we're not going to dive deep into them, but most of the ones that are going to come up on this list, someone's taken a little bit of effort.
Kind of feels like a semi-accurate either scripter for a job opportunity or a dating profile. I consider myself a bit of a gambler, a farm boy, and it works.
Okay. Now, there are, again, tons of different types of Twitter of Time handles, and Matrim Cawthon is kind of an example of one of the obvious characters someone wants to create a persona for. Like the next one I throw up here is somebody, of course, has the handle Randall Thor. Duh. I mean, come on. Someone's got to go there.
Someone had to.
Goes with the tag @defaultrand. Okay, that's cute. That's fine. And then the Twitter bio Very short. Not mad, sometimes brooding. It's elegant, it's simple.
Sometimes, often, same gist.
Likewise, one more that's just of the basic level. There, you can find pretty much any character out there with somebody scooched, grabbed it up.
At some point.
I went and put down Egwene Alvear.
Okay.
At Egwene_Al_Veer.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one starts with spoilers in the Twitter bio, so jump ahead 10 seconds.
Definitely jump ahead.
It says, Innkeeper's Daughter, Apprentice, Novice, Accepted, Amerlin Seat, Badass. It's a nice progression, I thought.
Maybe skips a couple steps, but it gets a lot of the most important ones.
I mean, she did an awful lot of different things over time. It's hard to get that all in just the limitations of a Twitter bio. I'm going to just say Twitter bio as many times as I can now throughout this episode so I remember what it's called.
I mean, you can drop the Twitter part. We know we're talking about Twitter, so it's just their bio, but yeah.
Now, from the good characters, we move into some of the darker characters. You can have a little more fun with those. So, for example, we've got... I'm gonna flip the two that I was going to talk about. We've got Moghedien,
Okay.
which is at Moggy the Chosen. Like it.
See, that's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. Now, why is it pretty fun? Because it might be more fun than I realize it's fun. Please tell me why that's pretty fun.
I just thought it was fun calling Moghedien Moggy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I thought it was fun. I didn't know...
I legitimately just thought it was fun myself.
You gotta understand, there could be some pop culture reference that I won't get. And if you see something in one of these, you've gotta, fill us in. Probably everyone listening will know.
No, I'll just make some snide remark and people will understand, but you won't. And it's fine.
Don't do that to me, you doofus. Okay. Anyways, the bio for Moggy the Chosen is My Way is Best. Softly, softly in the shadows. So that one wasn't too funny. It's just, I kind of liked at Moggy the Chosen. Now you go a little wittier with the other one, the other Forsaken I'm going to throw in here, which is a very prevalent account on Twitter of time, Lanfear, which is at Lanfear Chosen. The pronouns Lanfear chooses.
It's their pronouns.
Yes.
They're great.
It's perfect for Lanfear. Me, mine. I thought that was good. Because that's not usually the way you do pronouns. But of course Lanfear would. And likes, Power, Luce Theron, Teleron Riyadh, Mirrors, and Mocha.
Just like normal mocha, not like white mocha? Because white mocha's where it's at.
I don't think she'd be a white mocha type person. She'd definitely be dark and black.
Yeah. I don't know. That whole white dress, super shining stuff.
I can see your point there. True.
I think there's room for it.
Okay.
She's definitely a moonbeam pie person.
What's that a reference to? Is that a drink that I don't know? Moonbeam pie?
No. Technically, aren't moon pies a thing, though, technically?
A moon pie is like a dessert.
Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking desserts, actual pie.
But you said moonbeam pie. I'm like...
Yeah. If it's not a thing yet, I'm gonna make it a thing.
I don't know what that would taste like, but all right.
Moonbeams.
Sometimes I have to wonder, is this like a street drug I don't know about? The moonbeam pie?
No. I mean, maybe, but I don't know about it either.
I mean, you're in Texas now. There's whole other things going on down there. I don't know.
Even less is legal drug-wise here, so.
But you can shoot anything.
No, you can just have a gun.
Anywhere. That part's kind of true. Yeah. Okay. Now we move into where people really start to get creative, and even the Twitter blah, blah. I barely had anything to drink yet, and the mouth won't work.
That's me every day.
Even the Twitter handles are creative. So the first one is Galad Gaston. Kind of doing a mashup here.
Yeah, which one is this really more vibing with?
Well, yeah. And then it's at Gaston 044259664.
The other 044256963 were taken.
Well, that's what it says. I, Gaston, 4,425,964th of that name, do solemnly swear to kill the beast and marry Belle. Okay.
That got into weird, deep, dark places. But okay.
Mostly living in Beauty and the Beast land, but is definitely part of Twitter of time. So, interesting. I've seen this account rather active lately, so.
I don't know. Personally, I definitely think Galad is more lovable than Gaston.
Oh, totally. Totally.
That might depend on who you ask. If you go ask Elaine, you might get a different answer.
The next one here is Two Rivers Independence Movement. @2movement. The official account for the resistance against Andorran oppression. Totally not Sen Bui pretending to be an entire movement. That's chuckle-worthy.
I feel like Senbui would get the support of the Coplans and the Congers, at least. He might not want it, but he'd get it.
Well, they're full of movement for sure, but I don't know about independence movement. Then we get to...
That, just to be clear, that was a poop joke, right?
Oh, that totally was. Come on, totally.
Okay, I have to ask about actual bowel movements, so I just wanted to make sure that was what we were talking about.
We were. Next, we get to Perrin's Nose. @Perrin's Nose.
Yes, because Perrin knows.
And it's not Perrin knows something. It's literally Perrin's nose. And surprisingly, @Perrin's Nose was available.
I feel like that's not that surprising. Why would that be surprising?
The bio.
Why wouldn't it be available?
Yes, I'm a hero, but I'm also just a nose, sitting on a face, asking it to love me.
I now want to go through a lot of the major characters and see if @whatever's nose is available. Just to prove a point.
And what point would you be trying to prove? That people don't take hashtags of people's noses?
Random characters' noses, yeah. It just feels strange. I love it. I really love it.
Now, there is a reason that Perrin's Nose would be significant enough to get its own Twitter account.
Couldn't think of why. I'm being facetious.
Yes. Next one. Two Rivers Corn Farmer. I mostly took this one.
Are those my grandparents?
No, it's not your grandparents. Could be, but not with what they put as the tag or handle.
Yeah.
Tag. It's the tag, right?
No.
Give me the terms. What am I supposed to be saying?
Technically.
Oh, now he lets me down.
Technically, the is your. I don't know.
I thought that's
the
your
name
Twitter tag.
And your technically have two different names, but neither of those are a tag.
Well, if you put that on something, people will say, hey, thanks for tagging me. So it makes sense that's your Twitter tag.
Yes, but that's not... I want to say, like, it's your username, but the other thing that you put elsewhere that we're saying first is technically your Twitter handle, but it might be the other way around.
Well, anyways.
I don't know. The fact that you can have two names in Twitter is a little weird.
The thing for Two Rivers Corn Farmer is @dark_ones_taint. Just the fact someone went with @dark_ones_taint. I'm like, really? That's what you want? Okay.
That Two Rivers Corn Farmer, they're a dark friend.
I think they're trying to be ironic. But it says, here to talk what? Memes, TV, show, books, and anything else.
And everything else.
So they're not really being witty. They're beyond just their address, tag, whatever we're going to call this thing now. It's like
I like it. Let's call it their address.
Their address. Okay.
That's fun.
We're going to get done with this episode. I'm going to look it up. It's going to say...
Their address, their nickname, their social security
It's going to
Twitter.
say that's their Twitter tag. That's what it's going to tell me when I look it up later.
No.
Okay, now we get to one that's really a character again. The handle is Hopper the Wolf. Hopper! And it's @wolf_Hopper. And the bio reads like this. Woof, woof, grrr. I eat noms. Random K-pop. Multi... And I don't know what this means. You're supposed to look. What does that mean?
Sorry.
You were busy looking up what a tag was called. I know it.
Yes. And I was right on the username thing, I think. Are you talking about eat noms?
No, we're way past that.
You don't know what K-pop is?
We're past that.
The next thing?
The KCJT. What is that for?
Korean, Chinese, Japanese,
Taiwanese?
Thai? You think? They're dramas.
Okay, so that Southeast Asian
But all of
specific
that is
style
together.
of drama junkie.
Yes.
Okay. And then ends with many sides to this wolf. So, okay.
I've never really been too much into that realm of TV. but I've got friends who could tell me a lot more about it.
Okay.
So I'll have to ask them.
I know there's a nice horror and zombie genre of movies and stuff made in that same KCJT style.
Letters are hard.
Some of them are done in English, some of them are done with subtitles, but it's a big thing because I follow horror movies and I see a lot of these over there. So,
all right, I'm gonna just throw this out here.
Yeah.
And I'm aware that people are gonna come at me for it.
Okay.
Dubs over subs. When I'm watching something I don't want to have to read personally, I'm okay with the dubbed.
Nah, I will not watch a movie if it's subtitled. I admit
I prefer it dubbed.
Yep, I'll take it dubbed.
I will watch something that's got subs, but I prefer dubs.
I prefer neither one, to be honest with you. But, yeah.
You're not out there watching all the animes?
No, not at all.
You're missing out on something.
And when a movie pops up in my Netflix feed and it says, "We think you'll like this," and it's subtitles, I'm like, no, you're wrong, and I don't watch it. I miss some good movies then.
You're right.
Because there are some great movies made not in English, but there's enough good ones in English. I keep myself busy.
Speaking of things not in English, the next handle. Kind of.
Why is that not in English? Just because it's called Trollic Talk?
Yeah, it's literally not English. It's Trollic Talk.
We know Trollocs talk in common tongue.
In their own language.
Narg, man. Narg.
Narg speaks in common. However, big spoilers. You can probably cut this out if you need to. I think it's the last book. What's his name? Great general guy fighting up in the borderlands or something. Comments something in his brain of, I didn't even know they could talk, but he's not talking about them like understanding. It was them talking to each other. And we hear about the Trollic tongue.
Yeah, well,
they have their own language written and spoken.
We learned that there was Trollic tongue all the way back in The Eye of the World. Was it The Eye of the World? I think so.
Definitely.
Where the runes and the ways had, you know.
Yeah. That's the word.
Anyways, with Trollic Talk, it's at Trollic Talk as the address. People think we're an evil horde of death and destruction. But really, we're just working stiffs like you. And lists location as the Blight. You know, I don't mention it.
What a nice.
But most of them have listed a location. This one, it was the Blight. Yeah.
That's a really nice vacation destination. We should go.
Right. Don't go into travel agent work.
Oh.
Your opinions suck. Unless you're a Trolloc.
I'm just going to leave lots of reviews that talk up the Blight. It'll be great.
Okay.
5 stars.
Now, this one is followed by another one that kind of seems to like go hand in hand with it because it's Myrdril Dan, at Myrdril Dan. And it says, for the bio, at Trollic Talks Direct Report Supervisor. And also lists location as the Blight. So clearly they kind of play off each other.
So I'm hoping those are connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we get to, some of these get really, really witty. So this next one is awesome. Pips, 50 Shades of Hay. I love that.
That's great, and I hate it.
No, it's awesome.
Thanks, I hate it.
At Matt's Pips, the best nondescript brown gelding in the WoT universe.
You know, that part's accurate, especially with the non-description.
Because, of course, Pips was Matt's horse. Yeah. Now, I'm thinking as people do eventually listen to this episode, some it's just going to be, they're going to be like shaking their heads at us going, you didn't understand that? You didn't know that about Twitter? What's wrong with you? Don't you
definitely.
Get it? All that. But I'm hoping also some of these people who've been very creative with these Twitter handles will listen and will enjoy that we enjoyed what they came up with. So that's part of the fun here too.
I'm also hoping for one of two things. Either people come by and go, yeah, I've seen them. They're great. Or they come by and go, I haven't seen this person. And they go follow. Because all of these people are really putting out some really entertaining content.
There you go. And I do follow quite a few of these. And actually quite a few of them follow our account too. Because we tend to do a lot of stuff with Twitter of Time. We just don't have a fancy and fun handle. Just fantasy for the ages. And I got all witty and put a number 4 instead of the FOR. Yeah, see.
Some could say that's witty and fun. We wouldn't, but some could.
So, the next one I have up for us is That Ashaman. Blah. Ashaman? Really? Is that what I want to say? That Ashaman.
What Ashaman?
And it's at That Ashaman.
At that.
And it says for the bio, just another Ashaman. Definitely not a woman in disguise.
Definitely not.
Nothing to see here.
Just keep moving along.
Right.
Nothing to see.
Then we've got a long one. This is the full name of a certain character. Melindra of the Jumai Sept of the Shido Aiel. At Aiel Melindra. Okay, that all seems just regular plain. I'm being a character. But then, Zach, you go ahead and read this bio for us.
Farderais Mai, wedded to no man, teaching Matt Cawthon to sing. See, I don't get the next part right here, whether it's connected or not.
Yes. I mean, just in Melindra's backstory, 996 New Era, Maiden's Kiss World Champ.
New Era. Wow, I'm dumb.
What did you think it meant? It just says NE, people, so.
So I was looking at it like it was a street address, and it was a Northeast.
996 Northeast Maiden Kiss World Champ Drive.
Like, the Maiden's Kiss World Champ I totally had, but the other part I was like, I'm reading something wrong. This is not right.
Northeast.
What?
Wow. Okay. All right. That's funny. I just, we're doing this through Discord's video, so I can see Zach, and his face just took this pause, and he's like, clearly his brain was stuck for a moment. So that was funny.
Listen, I barely English on a good day. I know this is a fantasy podcast about books, but can I read? Can I really read?
Yeah.
I think that's still debatable.
Moving on. Carl the Trolloc.
Hi, Carl.
At Tweets by Trolloc. The bio says, I really like poetry and cooking Children of the Light. I also like Huey Lewis and the News.
Huey Lewis and the News. That's the power of love, right?
And Too Hip to Be
Huey
Square.
Lewis and the News?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want a new drug.
I'm just glad I knew who it was and could place it.
Really like poetry and cooking Children of the Light. And then moves on to favorite music. I mean, it's all kind of non sequitur and cute.
Honestly, I'm not even... Like, it would have been a problem if you said that you like poetry and cooking children. That would have been a problem. Cooking children in the light? I don't got that big of a problem.
Yeah, we're not so worked up, are we? Yeah. All right.
I think the Children of the Light would be much better if they were either cooked or baked. Either way is fine.
Okay. How about in a moonbeam pie?
I'm going to assume that one went over your head, and we're good.
Okay, I guess I didn't listen well enough. Was it a drug reference? You want to know if it's baked?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, everything's going down in Texas. I knew it.
You realize that one's legal where you are, but not where I am, right?
All right, the next one is another character. This is just a straight character. It's a little bit of a deeper one. You got to get a little further into the series. Beslin Mitzelbar.
Spoiler alert.
At Beslin Mitzelbar. So yes, jump ahead 10 seconds. Master of the Four Winds, Guardian of the Sea of Storms, High Seat of House Mitzelbar, a little too fine looking. We'll fight you if Mom doesn't get there first. That was the part I liked.
That's fair.
Yep. Then we get to another inanimate object having its own Twitter handle. Tom's Harp. At Tom's_harp.
Is that really an inanimate object? I know it is, but like it's got a mind of its own sometimes. I'm just messing around. It's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't. What? Although it has an opinion here, because the bio reads, I enjoy traveling and playing in common rooms. Not bitter about being erased from the TV show.
No, not at all. Nah, it's totally fine that it's some guitar thing.
Yeah, I get it. But I can sense a little bit of bitterness in the harp. Yes. He's trying, but he's not succeeding.
Strikes a little bit of a bitter chord.
Nice. So we do have another character coming back here. And this is an example of in Twitter of Time, there are the same character with different iterations in the handles.
All right, what we got?
Well, we've got Matt Bloody Cawthon. At Lord Matt Cawthon. The bio reads, I'm Matt Bloody Cawthon, son of battles. But call me Matt. Not a lord. Marshal General Shanakhalhar. Okay.
Hashtag not a lord.
Hashtag
not a bloody
lord.
lord.
There you go. Then we get into another mashup. we've got Tyrion Trakand.
I feel like that's a mashup that I would have been here for.
You would have liked that, huh?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
At Trakand Tyrion. From Andor's ruling house, but a cadet branch. Trakans always pay their debts. And there's actually a reference to Crown of Thorns. Crown of...
Crossroads of Twilight.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not right. It's just the COT, and my brain went the wrong way. I'm like, Crown of Thorns. No. I think that's a Game of Thrones thing. Isn't there a Crown of Thorns there? We have Crown of Swords, of course, for us. I'm grabbing Crossroads of Twilight to see just how witty this person is.
You want the page number?
It says page 345. So I just went there. And page 345. Let's see. What would the reference be?
Now, did I hear correctly that you say, what was it, Trakand?
Yes, Trakand.
How did I not know that about you?
Could be Trakand, but I like Trakand.
I'm a Trakand guy.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. I can't say I have a lot of time that I say it out loud. Just please, someone yell at me. What's the right way? Because I don't know.
Well, I don't know what the reference specifically was, except that that's the section where, spoiler, where Elaine is trying to, wrest control of Andor and stake her claim, and she's having to hire mercenaries for part of the work. So, and then it's forward the White Lion, hear me roar, is all in there. But
all the house mottos.
Tyrion, Trakand, Trakand, whatever you want to be.
Tricky track.
But this one is actually around Twitter of Time a lot and has some pretty good comments out there.
Definitely.
The next one. I used to see a lot of things by this account. Haven't seen as much lately, but you know how Twitter is. Sometimes it doesn't show you ones. Even though they're all out there, you're only seeing some. But this is Lewd Theron Telemon. Not lose. Lewd.
I thought we weren't that kind of fantasy podcast.
Yeah, but this is that kind of Twitter handle, apparently. At Theron Lewd. And it says, filthy-minded breaker of the world, currently stuck inside the mind of a 19-year-old with mommy issues. I like that.
It's not his fault that it was, like, slight abandonment issues because, childhood trauma. It's fine.
Then we move on to Loneliest Guy Shine. At Shine_Guy. I have toe to everyone, but no one wants me.
Aw, that's depressing.
Let's get to a couple more inanimate objects. This one's pretty nice. Avienda's bathtub.
Yeah, that's crazy.
At Tubs of Time. Avi's fourth age fave. Much G in embracing change. Stan account for Watt and bathtubs.
And for bathtubs, yep.
So that's pretty good.
This goes Bed Bath and beyond my expectations.
Oh, nice. Then we get Fork Root Tea at Fork Root Tea.
Spoiler alert.
Just a channeler's worst nightmare with just a hint of mint to wash it down.
Yum.
Yeah, hopefully remember, people, if we say spoiler alert, skip ahead about 10 seconds. If you don't, that's okay. You don't have any context, and it probably won't kill you, and you'll forget it before you read it anyways.
Yeah, anyway.
Now we get to another character. Just a straight character account. I got actually 3 in a row here. Marinelle Veer at Marin Veer. We learned this character way back at the beginning of The Eye of the World. This is Egwene's mom. It says, keeping the home fires burning at the Wine Spring Inn. Visit our booth at Terran Ferry. Mom to Egwene Sedai. Location. This part I thought was the wittiest. 2 Rivers, Andor. In name only.
They don't pay their bloody taxes.
Not bloody likely. Then we have Aram at Dragonsworn Aram.
Okay.
I used to be a Tuatha-an like you. Then my mom took an arrow to the face.
Not exactly accurate, but
that's a harsh bio.
Respect for the meme.
Yeah. Then we get Uno Bloody Nomesta at Unomesta. Just a flaming Shanaran bloody soldier. Fan account. Beware of flaming spoilers. And you have a look on your face.
Sorry, how do you say they're at again?
Unomesta. Because there was
nope,
a U.
Try again. Try again.
Oh. Well, but no. It could be Unomesta.
No, look at it.
I know,
look
but
at it.
No, I am looking at it. The N is capitalized. Just like it
I
said
see.
Nomesta.
I understand. But that's a missed opportunity if you're saying it the way you say it.
What am I missing? What am I supposed to be getting?
Uno mesta. Because it's uno no mesta.
Right.
Uno mesta. You're saying both still, even though it's together.
That's it? It's not deeper than that?
It's just really, like, you look at it, and it's just teasing to say it as you no mesta instead of uno mesta. Like, you're missing out on that opportunity, and I'm just disappointed in you for not going for it.
Okay. We each see different things, apparently, that get our goat, or that we have fun with. Speaking of having fun with, the next one is The Real Ogier at Ogier Real. And the bio is well done. It says, I am loyal, son of Errant, son of Hallen. This, communication medium is, way too hasty for And it ends with a nothing, because ran out of time. Ran out of space. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Twitter's not a great place for Ogier.
No, I don't think Ogier do very well here.
What's next?
Okay, you say the next one for us.
You're always throwing the weird one, the ones that I don't get at me. I'm assuming this is a character. I don't remember this character if they exist. And that's Child. Oh.
I can't believe you didn't catch that.
It took too long for me to get it.
The account is Child Nada Dark Friend. Nota, Nada. So Child Nada Dark Friend. And you read the bio, Nada, son of Lada and Toe Tally.
Member of the Children of the Light, and definitely not a dark friend. All children walk in the light. Mm-hmm.
Now, we didn't talk about the address. And I don't know if there's anything that I'm missing in the address, because it's just at KFON101.
Not that I know of. Not that I know of, but then again, I was looking for an actual name.
Child, not a dark friend. If you're listening to this, Child, not a dark friend, I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this moment in the episode. Then we move on to Rand and Avienda's Igloo at Rand and Avi Igloo. Cold but hot.
Some might say steamy.
Spontaneity is the best, but also accepting reservations.
We can rent out Rand and Avienda's Igloo?
Apparently. You will have to put up with some
good.
pesky Shan-Chen neighbors.
That's fine. It's, isn't the name actually like Flynn?
Yes.
Technically?
Yes.
But it's Dahmer's gin, as in the drink.
Yes. And I don't know what the also known as part is. I that's just something his people get or something. I don't know.
But Dahmer's gin as opposed to Dahmer Flynn.
Right.
Served in the Queen's Guard of Andor for 40 years. A loyal Ashaman, unsurpassed in healing by any other male. Here for the Usquai.
All right, we only have 2 left. And the first one of these 2 is just kind of like, oh.
Okay.
And again, if you know, you know. The hashtag is just a regular character, Fedwin Moore. At Fedwin Moore. The bio is Black Tower Ashaman. Likes playing with blocks. And the last one, I just loved. I laughed when I came across this one.
Yeah?
Gorilla of Time. At Gorilla of. The talking gorillas from Shara waiting for the Wheel of Time / Planet of the Apes mashup. Or just enjoying Wheel of Time chat.
Turns out it was right next to the Statue of Liberty the whole time.
And that is our entertaining wandering through the Twitter of Time.
I've been entertained.
Oh, there you go. There are plenty of other handles out there, so many that we could have chosen from, but these are the ones that rose to the top when I said, what makes me chuckle? For the most part.
So, if you have any other things, any suggestions, accounts, or even just fun things that you find on Twitter, specifically hashtag Twitter of Time, please add us. Find us on Twitter and go ahead and throw an at Fantasy for the Ages. Unless that's actually not our at.
No.
Are we Jim Jack Scriven?
Nope, we are at Fantasy for the Ages. That is correct.
Thank goodness. I was concerned that we weren't.
We started out with just our names, but then we actually paid attention to what happens on Twitter and did better.
Sweet, we fixed it. But anyways, add us so that we can find it and we can enjoy the funny stuff too.
That's right. And most of you here paying attention are the ones who are on Twitter, but we're also in a couple other places that you might hang out too. We're at Facebook, barely. And we
exist.
Instagram all of the time, finding great pictures there. Mostly our booze, sometimes Zach with a girl hanging out, doing things. That's fun too. It tends to be the same girl these days, which is not a bad thing.
Thank goodness.
Good move, Zach. You can come and interact with us on our Discord server. That's the best place to have some back and forth on all sorts of fantasy things. We got a lot dedicated to Wheel of Time there, but anything else you like with fantasy, you can find there. And if it's not there, you can say, hey, we want a channel for this, and pretty sure it'll just show up. That's kind of how it works there.
You can even come on down and talk about Taylor Swift if you want.
Especially if you want to bash Taylor Swift, because she's really another iteration like this wheel's turning of Lanfear, I'm pretty sure.
Or if you want to get bashed by Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's definitely. Yeah.
If you are confused and want to know what we're talking about, come join our Discord.
That's right. All will become clear. A couple other things I can throw out here. You can also choose to support us in a couple of ways. One is to become a patron. We've got a Patreon account, Patreon page. There are special benefits that come along with that, including joining us live during our recordings, being able to participate in other ways to help decide where our content goes as a podcast. And we have merch. There's a merch shop. You can find the link there. Also in our show notes, get your own coffee mug or frosty mug with Fantasy for the Ages. And by doing so, you get something cool, but you also support the podcast. All right, that's all I've got for today. How about you, Zach?
I've got nothing.
All right, then. Thanks for being with us, and we'll talk to you next time.